So for this checkpoint number 3, there's going to be 3 parts. The first part will be to use links, like we learned in the lab. Last week, we made a definition list out of our other checkpoints on our practice.html page. This week, we are going to make it so checkpoint number 2 links to our check2 page that had the table on it. Checkpoint number 3 will link to a check3 page, and checkpoint number 4 will link to a check4 page. You might be thinking that check3 and check4 don't exist, and that is right. You'll need to make them for this checkpoint, just like we made every other page. You can leave checkpoint 4 completely blank. We'll work with it next week. Checkpoint 3, we'll put something on later in the last part of this checkpoint. Last week, we made this table, or a table that looked something like this. This week, you're also going to go into the artist name and make that artist name link to a website related to them. So it can be any website like the artist homepage, a Wikipedia page, anything like that, just a page related to that artist, and their name will link to it. You're then going to use call span and row span. Call span will be used to make a title across the top, and row span will be used to make one artist. You only have to do it once. Span multiple rows so that you can add another song and year to that artist name. Part 3, you're going to put an image on the check3 page. That will be the only thing that goes on the checkpoint 3 page. We don't want the image to be oversized, so you may want to use the width and height attributes, or to resize the picture using something like Paint. Remember, to make your page is File, New, File, Save As, check3.html, and check4.html. We want you to link this as the link words, which looks like this. This will make checkpoint number 2 become what you click on to link, which means you put the address of where it's going in the href here. Checkpoint 2 should go to check2.html. Checkpoint 3 should go to check3.html. Checkpoint 4 should go to check4.html. It will work the exact same way with the artist. You'll make the name what's clicked on for the link. You'll find a page related to the artist. And you'll link it here. And you're going to do that for all 3 artists. And that's the first part. Second part, using call span and row span. The call span's pretty easy. It just goes at the top. You don't need to make the extra space here, but you will need a title that it spans the 3 columns. The row span is going to be a little more tricky. So for the call span, you just make a new row at the top and make one thing a header that spans 3 columns. For the row span, you're going to go into an artist that's already there. You only have to do one. You're going to go into their TD tag and you're going to give it a row span. However, this is going to break your table because your first artist is going to come down into where the second artist is and push it to the right to make room, which will look like this, and that breaks your table. In order to fix that, you need to put a new row in between the artist that you add the row span to and not, which will have a new song and year for this artist in the new row. Lastly, for check 3, an image, you may need to use the width and height attributes if your image is large. Remember that attributes can be written in any order, so you could just write them anywhere in here. Where width could be 640, and height could be 480. And that would be fine. And that is checkpoint 3.